This guy absolutely loves caffeine. I think I started drinking coffee when I turned 18, and my grandmother gifted me a Keurig, which I actually have in my room right now, as a gift to celebrate my admission to Miami. And ever since I've been gifted that, I have not stopped drinking coffee since. At first, really only one cup was what was needed throughout the day to get me cranked and hyper, but every now and then I would have multiple if I was, if I was studying a little more, or if I had an exam, or if I was about to go work out or something like that. But at first, like, it didn't take much for me to get absolutely cranked off of it. But the more and more I drank, the more and more I made it a part of my habit, the higher and higher my tolerance went up. And naturally, it started taking more and more for me to actually feel that energizing boost that we talked about before. These days, I find myself drinking caffeine to get me up in the morning, but also to keep my withdrawal symptoms at bay. If I don't drink coffee or caffeinated drinks, I feel groggy. I'm in a bad mood. I tend to have a headache. Tired. So I drink to avoid that. But this brings me to the topic of this speech, which is that while caffeine has been touted as this stimulant that has all these amazing benefits that can improve your energy levels and make you more productive and enhance your cognitive performance, excess consumption has been really normalized in the modern day, and it's led to widespread negative health impacts like poor sleep hygiene and, ironically enough, low energy. I think the time has come for us to reevaluate the relationship that we have with caffeine and recognize it for what it actually truly is, which is a harmful substance that should be consumed in moderation only, if at all. The first reason why caffeine should be used in moderation is because of the effect that it has on sleep quality, but also sleep quantity. Caffeine is what we call an adenosine receptor antagonist. And in lay terms, this means that adenosine, the chemical in our brain, is supposed to make us feel sleepy, but caffeine, when consumed, blocks that and makes us feel awake. According to the Sleep Foundation, caffeine consumption can make you fall asleep later, can reduce the amount of hours of sleep that you actually have, and can actually make the sleep that you do get feel less satisfying in the long run. You wake up feeling groggy because you drank too much coffee the night before, and you wake up needing more coffee because you're tired and addicted. You find yourself in this addictive cycle, and honestly, I find myself in this cycle as well, of simultaneously getting poor sleep and relying on caffeine for energy. The second reason why caffeine should be only used in moderation is because, according to the British Heart Foundation, caffeine can cause high heart rate and even heart palpitations to those who are susceptible to that. The more caffeine you consume, or the closer you get to the recommended limit, or even exceeding the recommended limit, which is 400 milligrams a day, as per the FDA, the more likely you are to experience these negative side effects that I'm talking about. The third reason why caffeine should be only used in moderation is because it acts as a diuretic. It tells your body to flush out more fluids by making more urine. This means that the fluids that you're gaining from coffee are actually lost because of the effect that coffee has. So unless you're drinking a substantial amount on the side, or drinking enough water substantially on the side, caffeine can actually really dehydrate you, and that can be very unhealthy for your energy levels as a whole as well. While caffeine can have multiple negative effects, as we've talked about, I think it's important to note that it can also be potentially beneficial for your health if used in the right quantity. According to Healthline, caffeine can improve your mood, fight depression, improve your brain function, increase your metabolism, and improve your exercise performance. Athletes love using pre-workout to get themselves hyper before a workout. We all know that caffeine can keep you more alert and improve your performance, but I think we have to play devil's advocate in this situation. As we can see, while caffeine can be potentially harmful in high doses, causing poor sleep, heart palpitations, dehydration, generally it is safe in reasonable quantities and can even be beneficial if you're being reasonable about it. And you don't have any underlying health conditions that could be potentially harmful if you drink too much caffeine. I absolutely love having my cup of coffee in the morning. It's just part of my routine. It's part of who I am. So it's a relief to know that I don't have to absolutely can this habit, and that caffeine isn't this evil substance that needs to be banned. Of course, I need to be more moderate with it in order to not have the negative effects that I talked about. I really do believe that there's a fine line between drinking coffee to have this nice healthy mood and energy boost, and having insomnia. So in conclusion, be reasonable, and your caffeine consumption should never have to be a problem. Thank you so much for listening.